Let's see if it shows up.
Should. You see my ugly mug.
I don't see it anywhere. There it goes. I see it now. It says
Yeah.
live.
Yep, I just got the notification too. Oh boy. Oh no.
Finally got
We in trouble.
Oh yeah. Always.
Man, we already got 3 people on here. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dang.
I didn't know on desktop view it splits us so on the phones it's vertical, on the desktop it's left and right. You're on the right side.
Yep. Yep.
You know, we can have other people on here too now.
There's 7 people now. Oh my god. Affordable what? What did he say? Oh, affordable air gun reviews.
What's going on?
Never heard of that channel.
I've heard of him. You have too.
I don't remember him. I don't remember that one.
What's going on, G-Man? It's been a while since we've done a live together.
I know. It's been.
Yeah. Usually don't my weekend nights free very much anymore. What are you shooting? Oh, I think they're asking about the gun behind you, the bulldog.
Yeah.
My ex bulldog, Benji.
Yeah. She's got a new home. She protects me now.
It's like that. What is it? Allstate commercial or State Farm commercial? Well, she's a guy, so.
Oh god. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
No, not much. Just decided to do a live stream. I haven't done one in a while. I know Tyler does them all the time.
Not lately. I haven't though.
You did one last night.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the first one in a long time.
You're the live stream guy.
No, you're talking. You're talking about Jason Pest Hunter Outdoors. Oh my god! Every week, him and all these other guys they go live every week.
I feel like we used to do that, like on Fridays or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But not very often anymore, just because of all the stuff and everything going on.
And yep.
I have a question about what should I set my scope. Dallas, if you're talking about like zeroing your scope, I know 22s are pretty spot on from 25 to 50 yards. That's probably what I would zero them at. That's what I typically zero mine at anyway. If you were to buy your first PCP, what one would you choose today?
Definitely not the Origin.
I like the vendors. Love them. The only gun that I could think of that comes to mind off the top of my head that I've never had trouble with would be the Gauntlet Gen 1. I mean, yeah, the Beeman Chief that I had for my first PCP, obviously it's going to be it's going to be my first, but
mm-hmm.
Gauntlet, hands down. Let's see, what are my thoughts on the Vanix 25 caliber speed? I haven't really looked into them, so I can't really say if it's the semi-automatic one I think it is. I steer clear of semi-auto stuff. Because if it breaks, you're screwed until the manufacturer gets you parts. I have a buddy that has a Hotson Blitz, and he still doesn't have a part over a year from Hotson because they can't get it in.
Yep.
What's the weather out there? So down here in Indiana, and then Tyler's just about 6 hours north. What is it at your house? 20 degrees right now? 25?
Yeah, it's about that.
Yeah, we're in about mid-20s down here. It got up to like 40 degrees today.
$700 to spend.
What was the last thing you guys hunted? Last thing that I actually harvested was the video of the deer. That's the last thing that I actually went out for. It was about, what was it, 3 weeks ago now? Almost a month ago? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Been busy with doing some other things besides hunting. As much as I need to get back out in the woods. I've been dabbling in all kinds of stuff. What PCP air rifle in 25 would you buy?
Ventures. Really good.
Yeah, that. But I'm trying to think. It's hard to come up with just a gun at a price range. That's the problem. Crawl, really good crawl. Yeah, crawl 25 cal. You could get a really good crawl for $700. I've never had a problem out of crawl.
No, now they make the NPO5, which is
Yeah,
a whole upgrade, I guess. I was thinking of getting that one in 25, but problem is you can't find them right now. They're all out.
yeah, crawl would be a good one. I think in that price range. There's so many of them out there, though. That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know. You still can't really beat the Avengers though for the price.
I have a Hudson Barrage. I should have called it garbage. Yeah, that's one gun I have not really had. I've never really spent a lot of time with Hudson. I think I only maybe shot a couple of them. That was it. I never owned one, so I don't know. None of them really called out to me and like, hey, I needed to have that one, but just I have friends that have them, like the Hudson AT-44 and a couple other like the bully bosses and all that. I just never got into it.
I have a Hatson Brick Barrel 25. It's the Vortex.
Oh yeah,
I should get that gun out and see.
it's -11 here.
Jeez.
Not sure on a grouse. Probably get a hold of somebody local that hunts them. I would ask them and see what's going on. Maybe they could give you some tips or something.
Yeah, I don't really hunt grouse.
What was the let's see. I have an Artemis 16 and 25 and has been good gun so far. Yeah, I know. I've been hearing Artemis has been getting really popular. They're like, I shouldn't say knockoff, but they're just a rebranded gun of guns that are already out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the problem. Still to this day, everybody is hard up for parts, no matter what company you go to
Yep.
or what gun you get. It doesn't matter what it is. They'll tell you the same thing. They'd rather just send you the whole other gun because it's easier that way.
Yep.
Timmy said should get a hold of the JTS. Yeah, I was thinking, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
So a lot of you guys may or may not know that Tyler and I talk literally every day.
Yep.
Do some more penetrative ballistic testing. Yeah, that's the plan. I really like the way I set it up with the wipes and everything, because that is a clear indication of what it's going to do on target or whatever it is you're hunting. Like a lot of the stuff out there that they claim does this or that, it's not really true. Yeah, a lot of it, obviously you can't argue weight versus a pellet of the slug or whatever, but at the same time, it's not going to mushroom like they make it out to be.
Yep.
I definitely need to get some more of that testing done, because that was fun. That was really fun.
I know. I need to start doing some tests too, just to see.
Crawls. Where do you buy crawls at? I bought my crawl from Pyramid Air. Unless they're just out of stock right now. But I got the crawl MPO3 like 3 or 4 years ago. What was it? 3 years ago now? Yeah, it'd be 3 years ago in November.
Yeah, the Pyramid Air's got a lot of the other crawls. They don't have the NPs in stock.
Snow Peak. Yeah. Snow Peak makes a lot of guns. I'm pretty sure, and I don't know 100%, but I think they make the Avenger and the Origins. For some reason, people believe that the Origin being made by Umarex is German made. There's no way.
Mm-mm.
There's no way that they could sell a gun that cheap and it's full on German. And it's the same barrel as the Avenger, same everything. The only thing is, it's just one's regulated and one's not.
Yep, and my 25 broke down already. That gun went sent back. Bye-bye. I don't have good luck with the Origins, I tell you.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of them now, Timmy. You can't get a hold of hardly any of them. And then when you want to talk to them and ask them questions, it's an inconvenience for all of them.
I know. When I called Umarex about the Origin 25, oh yeah, they were like, how can we help you? Like, just rude. Like, they didn't even want to answer my call.
James is the best on UT. I appreciate that. I try. Much as people throw shade at my way, it's hilarious. Everywhere, not just YouTube.
Yep.
Oh, they're asking what the problem was with the Origin on your gun. What'd you say, the EPT?
Yeah, I think it was that again. I aired it up, brought it out here, was going to go shoot it, and then prepping up for a video, and then I chronoed it, and I had like a 800 something feet per second, and then after the third shot, it dropped down to like 500 something feet, and then I looked at the gauge, it was down to like 0. So I sent it back, and they said, nope, that's enough of that.
Yeah, I don't know. There's too much to go wrong in an Origin, in my opinion, to have another one.
Yep, I know. I had 3.
Testing one and shooting one, not keeping it's one thing, but not just to have it, just to own it.
Mm-hmm. I know. You got on me the day that I ordered it. You're like, oh no, not another one. I'm like, yeah, well, this 25 cal will be fine, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, guess where that led to?
Another leak. First one leaked, didn't it?
No, remember the first one, it was my fault. I double fed it. The 22, remember? Because me and you got our Origin 22s at the same time. And then
that's right.
That one I double fed, and then they sent me a replacement. The replacement didn't hold air, so then I went now with the 25. And that only lasted about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And you were right. You said, "Oh, it ain't gonna last long." I said, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
Junk.
Airgun Archer Fund Canada and Canada Shooting Supply. Let's see. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, Beeman. I haven't really talked to Beeman since I got my gun back, and then I upgraded to the Gauntlet, and that was it. So obviously, what was that? 6 years ago now? No, 5 years ago when I got the right before I got the Gauntlet. Yeah, that's right, because then that's when you got your Bandit or
Storm Rider.
I talked you into getting that.
Yeah, I'd take that gun any day over the Origin right now. That's pretty sad.
What's going on, Lefty? Excuse me. Yeah, the Origin itself is not a bad gun, but when you start using stuff that how are you filling it? That's the question, because they do not like to be filled with a compressor. They weren't designed for that, unfortunately. Hand pumping it's one thing because you're never going to overpower it, but when you got that back pressure to that compressor on there, it blows that EPT system up.
Yep. Well, especially a young hang, they actually recommend the little 12-volt for the Origin.
Storm left the Origin to my dad 6 months ago, and now the jeez. Storm
Yep.
Rider regular sweet little rifle. Yep, the Gen 2. I had the Gen 2. It was awesome. With the regulator. Let's see, will I be at RMAC this year? No, I'll probably be attending the Pyramid Air Cup though if they have it again, unless it gets canceled. I just got too much stuff going on right now. Me knew about Beam and Lose took it 1 year to get. Oh,
I'll be at RMAC, but you won't see me. You might be there, but you won't see me.
it's a running joke every time somebody says that. Yeah, I'll see you there. But I won't be.
Oh boy.
Because that really means anything. That doesn't mean anything.
Nope.
One thing shooting against me personally, 1-on-1. But what's that got to do with me being there? That's what I don't get.
Yep.
That makes no sense.
Yep.
They always bring that up, like, "Well, I'll see you there." What's that going to do? I mean, it's going to show that I can outshoot all of you. So
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Umarex blame us because they said, "Yeah, yep, been there, done that." Heard the same exact story.
Yep. Umarex seems like they're just gone downhill. If you get a good gun from them, that's amazing.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were probably hand pumping it if it was lasting that long. They'll last a long time if you don't overpower them with a really powerful compressor or get them too hot too quick,
Yep.
because that's what it was actually intended for, is hand pumping. But then, of course, nobody really wants to hand pump, so kind of defeats the purpose.
Hey, you're supposed to sell me one of those 12-volt compressors, so I wouldn't have that problem.
Good luck going against Hein Fruman, so Ted there. So they're at the Pyramid Air Cup. I don't have no problem.
Mm-hmm.
if you actually seen what I could do, it'd blow your mind with an air gun.
Mhm.
They have no idea.
Nope.
I shoot every day. Every day. Rain, sleet, snow, you name it. I do it. Wind.
200 yards, splitting playing cards.
And
Not saying that those boys over there are good shooters, but yeah.
yeah, I'm not saying they're horrible. I'm just saying I
Yeah.
train the way I shoot and train every day, nonstop.
Yep. Yep.
I'm not just a weekend short shooter. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not one. I shoot every day.
Yep.
And there's a difference between just pulling a trigger and actually shooting.
Well,
Like I learned.
the thing is, those guys, they get them from Utah air guns that already come pre-tuned. So, but they still
Yeah.
go behind and tune it.
Yeah, I've gotten to where I don't have to tune the gun anymore. Can anybody say that? Not very many, if anybody.
Yep. Yep. I need the workout.
What that is the name of Umarex? You heat melt. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with the O-rings. Let's see.
Oh boy, FX fanboy.
I hear James moving to the country ASAP. Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
Yep, country's where it's at.
Yep.
I know, because I hate having to go to a shooting range or to want to shoot. To me, it
I
ain't
think
worth.
Challenger Pro. It's definitely an interesting gun. I've had it for a while. I think since June. Very powerful.
Yep.
I would probably one of the most powerful 22 air guns out there, especially for the price. You're not going to get that amount of foot pounds anywhere else in that gun in that price range. That thing screams with heavy stuff. I didn't even change out the hammer spring in it. It's still got the factory hammer spring, and I got a heavier one, and it's still pushing. I can't remember how much it was. Was it 50, 45, 50 foot pounds, something like that? Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild, and I shoot it every once in a while. I need to get it out for the ballistic testing stuff because that was the gun that I used for the high velocity stuff. And I'm shooting slugs over 1,200 feet a second.
I know you took it out squirrel hunting too.
I blew that squirrel in half.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that with the piranhas?
No, that was with I tested the H&N slugs and the FX hybrids.
No.
Cost me a lot, but I shoot every day after. Yep, I know what you mean. Been there. What do you think about the Air Force air guns? Pretty good. I mean, the only drawback is they're single shot. That's the only thing. I mean, it'd be cool if they came out with one with a magazine or come out with a magazine for the single shot, but I don't think they can with the way they're designed now. Because I remember I shot a 45 cal big bore Texan, and the way it closes up and everything, and the bottle behind it, you
Yeah.
can't put a magazine in it. but they should come out with one.
That'd probably be the only Air Force I'd get is a big bore.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go small.
I hope the Challenger Pro holds up long term. What does the one cost? I think it was what, 700? I can't remember what they are now. I haven't looked into them.
Yeah. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Air Force are really, really long and they're heavy compared to all other guns because they're like pure aluminum. There's no plastic, I don't think, on an Air Force besides
Nope.
probably the end cap for your shoulder or something.
Yeah, if I went Air Force, I'd go up 45 for deer hunting.
Yeah, I would have to get at least a 40 cal shoot 400 foot.
Twing.
Yeah, on a stroll as he was walking away from me. I mean, same as this deer this year, 130 yards as he was walking away from me.
I don't know. The AA guns are just funny sounding. They're like twing.
On the Gamma Swarm Magnums. You had the Magnum. What do you think? I thought it was pretty good. The Gen 1 was the best of everything. I don't care. Gen 2 and the i3 ones, they're just not that great.
No, the Swarm Magnum. If you shot really light pellets, it would be inaccurate. You almost had to shoot like the heavy stuff. It probably would have been good to shoot slugs out of it. I just never really tested slugs out of it. Probably would have done just fine.
What happened with the Marlin XT? Still got it. I'm actually gonna take it out tomorrow. I'm gonna go do some squirrel hunting with my buddy Matt. You probably seen the video. What was it, this past year, where I went over his house, his place, and we were shooting squirrels. But I'll be taking it out, and I took it out squirrel hunting this year. I forgot about that with the Winchester ammo.
Yeah.
I gotta find my box of ammo. I gotta get it packed up for tomorrow morning. I mean, that is nuts though. Sitting there, 22 LR bullet opening up to almost the size of a dime.
Yep. These are good ammo.
Says they're losing audio. Says they can't hear it.
Well, that ain't good.
No.
YouTube must not like us. They're like, oh no, those two talking. Oh no.
Can you hear us now? Sound check.
I can hear you clear as day.
Sound check.
Sounds good, they said. Must be that guy's phone then, or whatever he's on.
Yeah, it says they can hear, so I don't know.
It must be on his end.
Says we're cutting in and out.
That's strange.
It's weird because we could talk to each other and we're hearing each other, and I'm playing it back on my computer and hearing you guys, or hearing us talk, I should say. Huh. Might be YouTube.
Yeah, there's probably a glitch in YouTube.
That, or they hear bullets or guns and they want to stop it.
Probably.
Have you had the chance to try out the Benjamin Caden? I have not. The only Benjamin that I've tried lately was the Aquila. That's the only one I've ever messed with. Okay, so I got.
Yeah, you must have been too far back then.
All right, we'll see you later. Must be my mic on my phone then. What's weird because I play it back and I can hear it.
That's strange.
Maybe I need to plug in an external mic on my phone.
Yeah,
Have I
maybe.
tried a Crown? No, I haven't tried a Crown. The only FX rifle I ever tried was the Maverick, and I didn't get to fully do it because the first one I had, the regulator was messed up. It wasn't, for some reason, it wasn't regulating the air properly. And the second one, the barrel was bent. And that, a lot of people said, well, I could have fixed that. I could have if I really wanted to, but I shouldn't have to. As much as that rifle cost out of the box, I shouldn't have had to even do anything to it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me better now. I'm leaning forward. Must be the mic on my phone. Yeah, we can't do this. We can't do this live like this anymore without it being mobile. You used to be able to do it through Google Hangouts, through computer, but now it has to be through your phone to do the split screen like this, or I would have to call him on a separate phone or separate messenger and do a live with him in the background.
Yep.
Where did I buy it from? I bought it from Pyramid Air, and I could have probably got it from Utah and had it tuned, but I didn't.
Yep.
Let's see what happened at the end with the Element Scope. Don't know what happened really. So they ended up sending me another one as I sent the other one back, and they never told me what was wrong with it because there was really nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
It wasn't the way it was made. It wasn't made for low ballistic or low velocity guns, and they never told me what was wrong with it. So they sent me a new one, and I think I used it a couple times with adjustable rings, and I was like, this ain't right. Why should I have to use adjustable rings for them to work on air guns? So I just I traded it or whatever I did. I think I sold it or something, get other things for the channel.
No, you sold it on eBay.
That's right. So I could buy other things for the channel.
Yep.
Feel the Maverick is a faulty platform. The valve is a bad design. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with it. I never really dissected it to understand. Uh, I know the claim to fame was the Maverick has the biggest plenum in the platform, which, that's fine and all, but I mean, how much air do you really need per shot per pellet? I mean, really, you really don't need that much air if you're going to shoot pellets. I mean, why do you think they have the bigger plenum size kits for the slugs?
Yeah.
So it makes it sound like the gun makes it sound like the Maverick wasn't made for pellets; it was made for slugs to begin with. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
I don't know. I've been hearing up and downs with the Mavericks, so a lot of people are complaining.
They don't tune them the greatest at tall air guns. Yeah, I don't know. That's the first time I've heard that because everybody seems to comment that on my video said that you should have got it from Utah. They tune them. That's cool. I could have tuned it myself, but I don't want to deal with it if it's messed up as is.
Well, they're tuning it indoors too. They're not doing it outside.
Yeah, and they only tune it to a specific feet per second or whatever they're doing with that scope setup that they have, not mine, unless you bought the combo, obviously.
Yeah, and then you're paying extra for all that.
Yep, that's how it is. James,
But
the Benjamin Aquila is the bullpup version of the Cape. Yeah, if he's losing that much, feet per second per shot or something like that. I think he said. Then yeah, it might be an O-ring issue somewhere. I removed the first reg on my M3s. Yeah, I don't know. I'd never worked on an M3, but they are dual regulated, I think. Yeah, they got one in the front, one in the back, right?
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into them. I like my Maverick, works well for slug shooting, just need to have patience when tuning. That's another thing. So I got the second one tuned before I even figured out the barrel was bent. And my only issue with that gun, if it was perfect, the other thing was you're using one gauge to set both regulators. So I don't understand why the other guns have, was it three gauges on them now? Why they couldn't do that with the Maverick to tell you what your first and second regulator was.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's a great design and the way they rolled it out, but it'd be even better if they had all the gauges for it.
Yep.
Instead of setting one and then setting the other and then bleeding it and then doing it all over again. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Then you got to make sure the little, I can't remember, the micro or whatever they call them, the regulators themselves. Got to make sure that the set screw is flush with the top of the seat of the actual fitting and all this and that. It's like, God.
Yep.
It's like they just threw the gun out there and said, "Here, you figure it out."
Yeah. Yep. That's what they want you to do.
The Kaden is nice, but they should be a little more careful when they assemble. Mine shoots 6 shots through the same. Yeah, I mean the Kila and the all the, what is the Craftsman series? I think that's what they're called. Yeah, all those guns are really good, and it's not because Benjamin makes them. They got them because of who they hire them through. Crawl, but what's the sister company? I can't remember. Somebody tried to tell me that they're not the same gun as Crawl, but they are because Crawl owns them all, and they share the same design. I can't remember what they're called. I can't remember the name of them, but they share the same block and all that, and the same barrels. And
yeah, I'm trying to think now.
oh well, it don't matter. But yeah, I don't know. That's just like with tequila, though. I don't get it. Like, why? If it's not a known issue, it's one thing. But if people are complaining that the hammer spring is too much for them, and they're sitting there cutting the hammer spring, that right there, I don't understand that. Like, that's like the cop out of doing. That's the easiest way of doing it, or not really easy because you have to tear a gun apart. So I found an easier way by just over pressurizing it.
Yep. I know. I don't know.
2 regs is a great idea when it works, and it's amazing how much more power. Yeah, that's the thing. That's another thing they claim is, oh, you regulate one, then it regulates the second time, and only one regulator gets beat on. This is words from Ernest Rowe himself. I don't know. I've shot with one regulator, I've shot with 2 regulators. To me, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all within the limitations of the gun itself, too. It's not just the regulator, I don't think. It's everything. How much pressure, everything.
Yeah, I know. The more regs you have, the more it seems like more to mess
And it's
with.
not just the gun itself. I mean, it's your projectile. It's how much back pressure you have on the valve, your hammer spring, whether or not your spring is too long, too much, too powerful, opening the valve too long, you got hammer bounce. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
I hunt a lot of ducks and small game with the Benjamin 1100. There you go. That's a powerful gun. I remember seeing those back in the day. That's the older model, ain't it? The 1100 XL.
I don't
That's
know.
the new. I thought that was the old one. That was like the old Magnum 1100 Benjamin Magnum.
Oh yeah, the brake barrel, the Benjamin Trail, I think they're called. Yeah, the
Yeah, he's
Benjamin.
got XL 1100, so 1100 feet a second rating.
Yeah, that's
Which
the one. That's probably the 177 then.
he said 22.
Oh, yeah, because I know Benjamin. Because I was going to get the trail many years ago. My buddy had one in 22 thumb hole stock. I was going to buy one, but then I shot his and it was like, now too heavy to carry. you know.
Oh yeah, I mean they're a ton.
hmm It was accurate, but it was too much to carry.
I bet that's probably why it helped a lot of people out shooting at those because it was so much weight in a certain area of the gun, it just balanced it out better.
hmm
And you got that long piston that extends and whacks the.
Yep.
Yep, that's it. Yep, the XL is the Woodstock trail with the long barrel. Yep, I remember those.
Yep. That was the one I was going to get.
He said he's shooting the hollow points crossman at 863.
Dang.
That seems kind of slow though for that gun, wasn't it? Because I thought they were really. I mean, I thought they zing pellets. No.
No, I don't know. I've never chronoed one, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing about chronographs for me right now. Like, don't get me wrong, they're great, but I just don't even use them anymore. I use it to see if there's something wrong. If my group's opened up to a shotgun spread, there's something wrong.
hmm
Like it's either the O-ring's bad, or I switch to pellet and it's clipping, or I switch to a slug and it's clipping. Whatever.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that gun almost runs. Well, I think the Gammo Magnum's just a hair more powerful than that, even though it ain't really that big of a deal. But the Gammo Magnum, if he's shooting 863 with the hollow points, what'd your Magnum shoot him at, like 950? They were screaming. They were almost above the sound barrier.
I know, because that was when I had that old chronograph, and I was testing them, and I was like, nope, too light of a pellet, too fast.
Who was shooting? Who was it? Ben from what's his
Air gun
channel?
something, air gun reviews or whatever. I don't.
Yeah, with Rick Usler, Ben, but he was shooting the rockets. Was it 15 4-grain rockets at what? 920 or whatever it was.
Yeah, they were quick. Because I remember I sent you that video. I said, "Oh, look at this." You're like, "Oh my god!"
I remember he was hitting that golfer-sized steel target out to 100 yards, no problem.
And he was hitting those little clay pigeons on the back of a mound with them at like 100 and something yards. And he was hitting them pretty good. I mean, consistent. Like that would be one break barrel though. I would probably go back to is the Swarm Magnum, but I don't know. But the old Whisper is just as good.
Oh, they said the XL's on sale right now for 200 on Amazon. There you go.
Just to do a torture test with it.
Watch, it'd be your luck you get the one that's been sitting there for 5 years.
But yeah, probably. That's just the way I've been rolling lately.
Oh, I didn't tell you. Speaking of Amazon and how you got your ATN and all that,
Yeah.
it just clicked to me. So you know how my ATN was off and I missed
Yep.
those deer? My buddy texted me last night, the one I'm going hunting tomorrow with in the morning. He said, I shot at 2 raccoons at 70 yards at their head and missed. He goes, I was using ATN. I said, I've been there. He said he's
With
using the 6-leg Creedmoor too, and it missed.
with a Creedmoor?
It does, that gun, the caliber does not like ATNs. I don't know what it is. That's so weird. That's the second gun now that's happened to. And you got to think a coon.
I figured. I know it wasn't the scope. I told you it was something with the gun or the ammo.
Well, he's using totally different ammo and a bolt action.
I'll have to put it on. I'll have to put it on R65 Creed.
He's using like high dollar stuff. I think he paid like $70 for a box of Nosler. It just does not like 6.5 Creedmoor. I don't know what it is.
That's crazy.
Let's see, I have a Gamma Whisper too. It's cool. Oh yeah, I still got my Whisper. I love the Whisper. That's one of my favorite break barrels. I don't shoot it enough. Another one that I really like right now that I don't shoot enough is the Ruger Impact Max Elite. That was pretty awesome when I finally got those 15.89s tuned in at 50 yards. That thing was whacking those cards, wasn't it? Back to back. God,
I
I
know.
couldn't imagine.
I'm kind of shocked that you haven't taken that back out hunting.
I know I need to.
I'm thinking I might get out my Swarm Whisper and get that thing dialed in and go back to the old days. Just to have fun.
Yeah, make it a little more challenging.
Take headshots all day. Because that gun you'd have to be precise.
I clean my barrel and oil every 3 months or so. It makes a difference. There you go. I just ordered a PAR DS35 LRF. I'm so sick of my ATN. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like a love and hate thing for me. I mean, sometimes it works great, and other times it's like, what the heck happened? And oh yeah, I mean, I'm not even kidding. It's so horrible. Like, unless you shoot it right before you go hunting or whatever, you can have it on, and then the next day it'd be way off. It's horrible.
Yep.
I don't understand it. It did it with my AEA Challenger shooting that deer. If you actually see the shot, I was leading the deer, and the pellet, or not pellet, but the bullet was about 1 foot to the left on impact.
Yep.
So it just, I don't know. They are. And then the 2 deer I shot at this year, 2 feet to the right, 1 foot high. Come on.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yep.
I know I'm not that bad of a shot. Jeez. And then
Dang.
What?
Can you hear that truck out there? It's not like they're doing donuts back over there.
Yeah, believe it or not, the Psych Mart Wraith was going to be the one I was wanting to get, and then I was going to actually buy an external mic so I record sound because I didn't want to spend the extra money to get the 4K. But now it's starting to look like I might get the Wraith 4K if I want to do nighttime hunting or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I might end up getting me a Wraith.
I watched one of my biggest bucks run into a bullet in my 50 cal powder. There you go. Yeah, that was this past year. I got myself a deer with black powder. I've shot them. I just never got a deer with one because it was always later than gun season, and
Mm-hmm.
just happened that way. It all came together as a little plan. Like I didn't plan it, but it just fell together. Like Walmart had that muzzleloader the day I went in there. They never had it again.
Yep.
And this ATN has what is called planned obsolescence in the programming. See, I called it. I told you. I called it. I said, this is a true story. I told him, I said, hey, you know what this feels like? It feels like it auto corrects itself for that day. It just does not stay in the same spot on the digital screen like it should, like a normal mechanical scope does. The ATN shifts. I knew it.
Makes me wonder about Pulsar. I wonder if they do the same.
That's the only thing. You're just sitting there shooting off of using a vertical and horizontal reference on a screen, and it's not an angular point like on a mechanical scope where the actual erector tube tilts.
Yep.
That's why I think a mechanical scope obviously wins over everything.
Yeah, that's probably why the one leaf it would probably be the best because then you're just using your regular scope.
Yeah, and you're not relying on, like the ATN. I called it though. Like I said, I felt like every day it would switch because it was just trying to auto generate a different zero for the temperature outside or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
That is so dumb. I wonder how many other shots have been missed because of that problem. And nobody's saying anything. That's the funny part. You call them, they're like, "Oh, we never heard of that."
Yeah, there's probably a lot. Probably quite a bit.
He said you had to keep updating it. They actually set the programming to be great after so many hours of use. That is so dumb.
Oh, I know. That's what when I talked to Russ over there at ATN, he told me the same. You have to every month. You have to update the scope. I'm still running the software they sent me with the scope, and mine's working just fine. But knock on wood.
I don't think you have to be updated every month. No.
Yep. I'm gonna be changing out the rings on this ATN because the factory rings are terrible.
Actually, it's a side shot and a GoPro. Yeah, I don't use a side shot, but I have a smartphone pretty close to it. I think it's pretty much the same. I mean, yeah, you probably get a little bit better picture with the side shot, depending on the case you use. I prefer a Pentascope. Oh yeah, I still use my Penties every once in a while. You still got your Penty? What gun you got your Penty on?
Nothing right now.
Oh, you had it on something. What'd you have it on?
The Origin 25.
Oh, yeah, I just love how the reticle on those scopes is so fine and perfect enough. Like they could do anything out to whatever yardage you want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust it. I check my zero every time I use it. See, that's the pain in the butt. Like, yeah, I get taking a shot here and there, like if it was, went from wintertime to summertime or whatever. But I mean, this happened within what, 3 weeks? When I missed those year, it was less than that. 3 weeks. I sighted in right before season, and somehow
Yep.
it went from being bullseye at 50 to 50 and 75, 1 foot high and 2 feet to the right.
Yep.
Yeah, that you shouldn't have to do that. There you go. There's your buddy.
What?
So ATN, the way to go, or a 30 millimeter tube with night vision kit. Oh man, that's the thing. If you're gonna keep it updated, I guess, and take a cider shot every time, then ATN hands down quality is gonna be the greatest. But I mean, what if you can't get a shot off depending on what you're using to sight it in every time? That's the problem. I'd rather go with the scope with a adapter or a kit. Like I got the oh yeah, Pard. That's another one. But I got the One Leaf, which is pretty much a Pard. That's Pard and One Leaf are the same, just different name brands. I think different branding.
Yeah, but the problem is, if you're gonna take it out and put the ATN on a regular center fire, you ain't gonna be able to use that one leaf or Pard. You're gonna get scoped right in the face.
Well, I mean, if you got your scope forward enough, you set it up just right, you should be able to.
Yeah, but for air guns, then
Yeah, I've had had so many issues with the ATN. It's not even funny. I was about to rip it off my gun in the woods that day and throw it in the trash. I was livid.
Yep. I don't know. I do think ATN does have good image, through their scopes with a good IR. You could really,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, the only other thing you can go up from a ATN is the Pulsar, and you're gonna
We'll
spend.
go Wraith 4K probably be just as good.
Yeah, or you can go that, and then your next, the only best thing other than that is the, thermal.
But you can't use a thermal during the day, can you?
You can, but it's just you're looking, you know, basically looking at the heat of the animal, you know. But thermal's good, but it's just so expensive.
Yeah. Speaking of PARD, I got the One Leaf, which is just like it. I'll show you. And One Leaf, I don't know if PARD has it now, but One Leaf came out with the scope to actually screw it on. I don't know where it's at right now, but One Leaf came out with their own specific scope that adapts to the One Leaf. So you just get your scope set with the One Leaf on it with the perfect eye relief, then you can record right through it, and the image is clear because the reticle they made the reticle so fine. I don't know if you guys seen it in that one squirrel hunting video I did. But the reticle, was perfect. I mean, it was so crystal fine, and it picked up in the camera.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good scope and night vision kit, so you can use your holdover and holder. The One Leaf kit with the scope set up, so you don't have to move the scope when you add the night vision scope. Yeah, so the new One Leaf kit with the scope in it's got built-in eye relief. I think it's like 4 inches. Like it's enough to where you could shoot without the One Leaf on if you don't want to,
Yeah.
and still see the scope picture clear. I shoot with mine on my 25 Avenger all the time. I need to put it on a gun. I was thinking about putting it on my 6.5 Creedmoor so I can record shots through it. I know it's not the gun. There ain't
Yeah.
no way that the ATM is just messing with it.
Yep.
It didn't
Yeah.
change that.
I don't know.
Well, 6.5 Creedmoor didn't just go. didn't go from 2,900 to 10,000 feet a second overnight to do that.
No. Yep.
We've already been over almost an hour on now. You believe that?
Dang. Crazy. Yeah, the One Leaf it was good. I use mine for scanning now.
What is that? Oh, there it is. There's my tab.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know about the new part. I just know that I've never shot one, and Yes, thanks for the translation. I was trying to. I could pick up a little bit of Spanish, but not too much. What do you think about the power of the 177? Um, I mean, it can. It's powerful. I mean, the see what was it? There's been large game animals taken down with the 177. Fortunately, that's poaching here in the United States, but it's happened. So
Mm.
I'd say it's very powerful.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
What was the comment about car magazines? I seen car magazines and it got removed or something.
Yeah.
Thanks for the translation, Mike. Um, are the car mags worth the extra money in shipping? Yeah, in my opinion, I bought. So I still have it. It's around here somewhere. I bought a Marauder style magazine that fits the 22 cal Avengers, and I've had it for what now over 2 years and never had one issue with it. Now, recently it's just starting to wear out, so I got a Darko told me to put a little extra hole to reset the spring because it's been so long. I've used it. I mean, I've used it every day for the past over 2 years, and now it's starting to just wear out. And I truly believe they're worth it. At least the 10 round ones are. He's starting to roll out the he's starting to roll out the high capacity ones, but I just stick to the 10 round rotary, not rotary, but the regular style cylinder style for the pellets. If you're going to be shooting pellets, I would go Carm, but if you're going to be shooting slugs, I would stick to the factory ones. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Carm, in my opinion, for pellets are the way to go. Um, they each have their own holes. You don't have to worry about, you know, the magazine or the pellet probe tip or whatever it is damaging the skirt of the next pellet or whatever, putting a nick or scratch in it or jamming.
What are you talking about?
Arm.
Oh.
See, a guy in the area shot a mama and a baby deer with 177. Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. That's what a lot of people don't get. People poaching and everything else going on. I mean, I see it. I've hunted on public land before and seen seen deer like carcasses just laying everywhere. I don't know why people do that. I don't know why people poach and then just put the deer back on state property. It makes no sense.
Yep.
And that's pretty ballsy.
Yep.
But I guess in their eyes it makes sense because if they get caught with it, they're in trouble. But if it's on state land, who's going to catch them?
Yeah, unless someone saw them, got their license plate.
Ajax on Peacock. Yeah, he had to go. What'd you go do? Get something to eat?
Yep.
He's starving up there. I just got a high capacity mag. Use carbon for pellets, and the factory ones are for slugs. That's how I do it as well. Yep. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. The O-ring and the car magazines on the cylinder style. That's what keeps the pellet straighter when it goes into the breech and stuff like that, and that's what helps them with their own individual holes. And then slugs, it doesn't bother them because you're shooting that whole body of lead versus a pellet with a wasp waste.
Yep.
Said that videos that you made with the 177 are the best. You made also greetings from Honduras. Thank you, Tortuga. Sorry, no Espanol, but I got Mike for that. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. FX mags are still glitchy. Yeah, I made that call. I made a point of that too in my Maverick video about the magazines. Like, I mean, really, you'd think they'd have just a little bit of a better magazine, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, that's just me talking, spitballing again. Like, if they're going to sit there and offer slug kits and all this and that, why don't they have magazines specifically for pellets or slugs too? Makes sense.
Yep. Yep.
Gracias, Tortugas. Got the munchies.
Yep.
Erlis to the rescue with his 3D mags. What does he have a brand, or is that just is he custom make them? Oh, Orion. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've watched a few of his videos. I really don't have the extra time anymore to watch videos, unfortunately. As much as I do stuff and everything, I don't have a lot of free time because I go to work like everybody else does, come home and shoot till the sun goes down, make dinner, do dishes, whatever household chores that need to be done before I go to bed. You know, fill the orders of whatever people wanted that day or that night or the day before when I was sleeping. Get it in the mailbox, get myself ready for bed, do it all over again. And then somehow somebody talked to Tyler in that mix.
No.
No, I do talk. What are you talking about? All the stuff that I do every day, I somehow do.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were putting all your stuff on my end, saying, "Oh, until he buys it all."
No. I'm saying somehow I end up talking to you for every day somehow on top of everything else I do. Running around like a chicken with its head cut off.
Yep. I don't know how you can stand me.
He doesn't do many videos these days. He had kids. Are you talking about Orion, the airgun hunter? Yeah, I haven't really paid attention too much.
Whew.
It's over an hour and 10 minutes live. You believe that?
Dang. Dang. Dang, Timmy's brother-in-law passed today.
Speaking of passing away, I don't know about you guys, but 2023 is starting off with a great start because everybody that was famous in the decade before, their kids are starting to pass away.
Yep.
Like Elvis's daughter, Evil Knievel's son, Robbie. Who else is it going to be now?
I know, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of people. That's why you gotta be healthy and gotta be active.
Yep. What time is it? 9:26. Time you plan on getting off here? About 9:45.
Whenever you want.
Well, before we get off, a lot of you know I've been coming up with some extra mods for the vendor rifles and all that, and I'm still doing that currently. I got some new stuff rolling out. Tyler probably, I think, here only knows about it. I got a new baffle system for the vendor that beats the Donnie FL that I'll be probably showcasing here soon. What else am I working on? I need to do some more ballistic video tests. I definitely need to do that because I want to try. Got the FX atomic pellets in. What else here? I'm not really sure. That's about it, really, right now. I just need to get some videos out. It's been kind of stagnant. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Let's see. Do you think pellets are better than slugs? I think it all really comes down to the gun. Because I mean, you could shoot pellets as accurate as slugs out to 200 yards. Which would you rather go with? Cheaper ammo that does the same, and not waste as much ammo, or slugs? I don't know. I mean, that just
Yep.
depends on what it is. I mean, I guess if you got the slug tuned in perfectly, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, that's an answer. That's a question. That's a hard question to answer because there's so many variables. I mean, if your gun's shooting pellets good,
Yeah, I just leave it.
unless you absolutely know for sure where to shoot slugs at and not spend all day trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I know.
Like for some odd reason, I don't know what it is, but the magic number and the Avenger rifles for slugs is like 800 feet a second or less. I don't know why, but people ask me, private message me on Facebook saying, "Hey, can you help me out? What slugs can I choose? You shoot slugs all the time." So that's another thing. I don't know if you guys are on. A lot of you are on Facebook, and a lot of you are not. But I post videos, or usually post videos on Facebook a lot more than I do on YouTube. Of my shooting almost every day, I film, depending on what it is, or take note or whatever. So that's why you see a lot of videos, like on my barrel band video. I literally shot every day from like October 12th to November 12th, beginning of deer season, and recorded every video. So a lot of the videos in that clip or in that video you didn't see of me using my barrel band or whatever it was for just whatever. Like like one clip that I should have put in there, and I don't know why I left it out, was shooting slugs at 50 yards at 600 feet a second, and all shots can be covered by a nickel.
Yep.
600 feet a second at the muzzle, slugs, and 5 shots could be covered by a nickel.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That tells you something, though. If you can shoot them that slow and they're that accurate.
Yep.
And then STKO Jr. is doing the same thing.
I know, which is funny.
Yeah, I know. My 8-year-old is doing the same thing as me with slugs at 50 yards, hitting playing cards.
Yep, I know. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Ricky Montilla, well, you even commented on that. He's like, if he's anything like his dad, it's like, yeah, he's learning. He's going to be taking my spot here soon.
Yep. You know,
yeah, a lot of you may not know, but I have my own Facebook page called All About Air Guns. So if you're on Facebook, definitely look it up and join if you want. We got, almost 5,000 members now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted the video of him hitting the playing card in there. So that was pretty awesome. Everybody loved it.
Yep.
He didn't even know he hit it. I seen it because I was standing there next beside him because I do it all the time. I said, "Did you hit it?" I don't know. Sounded like Stuart from Mad TV. I don't know. I said, "I think you hit it."
I don't know.
That's what he said. He turned around. I said, "I think you hit it." You don't know.
Oh my god.
Definitely is not. He needs better trigger control on the slugs because I think that's what it was. It's the dwell time for him and the slugs that he can't just pull the trigger and then hit what he's aiming at. Pellets are already out of the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
But when the slugs are going that slow, you got to be very, very careful on your trigger pull.
Yep.
That's another trick I guess I should give away for free. If you're going to shoot slugs below the speed that they claim, you have to do it very, very carefully.
Yep. Dang, what are they doing? Mudding back there or something?
My Avenger loves the GSP 33895 at 930. Yeah, that's the thing about those. They have to be going fast, unfortunately, with that heavy of a pellet because it seems like anything below that number, or that I should say that trajectory path, they don't like flying good. What?
Just saw 3 sheriffs going down a road with their lights on. They're going towards those trucks.
Oh, I called them to come get you.
Huh?
I called them to come get you.
No, okay. Well, they passed up the house.
Turn around. Missed him.
Yeah.
Or start jump in the pond. Jump in the pond. They can't find you there.
Too cold.
I'll give you a straw to breathe.
No. Nope.
Channel has grown so fast. Has grown fast. I just watching you. I appreciate it. Praise our Father. See, one needs to do the testing with one's rifle and slugs and see what it likes to go from there. Apple doesn't far from the tree. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's funny you mentioned that about testing slugs and pellets because I got it down now to where I could shoot any ammo. I know it's hard to believe, but it's the truth. I could shoot any slug, any pellet, as long as it's within reason. Like, I'm not going to shoot a 30 grain 22 cal slug out of a 22 caliber gun that's not going to shoot it or push it that fast, obviously. But now that I figured out the exact angle with the Avengers, I could shoot anything, any
Yep.
velocity above 600.
Yep.
I mean, the FX hybrids, I was shooting them at 655, shooting dime size groups, easy
Yep.
at 50 yards. What else did I shoot? I shot Crossman Premiers at 1,000 feet a second. Crossman Premiers at 800 feet, I think, or 850. I can't remember whatever velocity it was. I've shot Barracuda 18 pellets at 740, all the way up to 100 yards.
Yep.
Sub-MO. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yep.
That's why I don't even use a chronograph anymore, because if it shoots good and I could see it flying through the reticle and not veering, it doesn't matter to me what it's going. As long as it's flying straight and I know exactly where to hold, I'll hit it.
595 feet per second.
Yeah.
Rishi,
you seen? Hey, what's going on, Rishi? Yeah, I know. Don't you love that when they call that out? I think that's the funniest part. In my videos, I use the chronograph more just for just so they can hear it. Like, yeah, see, it's 800 feet a second. I'm shooting 100 yards, hitting aspirins off of balloons.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
There you go. That's pretty good shooting right there. Yeah. I mean, in the right spot, you could do anything. I got that. I shot a squirrel with that Seneca Dragonfly shooting. What I tell you it was, I was messing around at 3 pumps. What I tell you, it was what, 600 feet a second right on the dot. And I chronographed it and what it was.
Yep.
And I shot a squirrel at 20 yards right to the eyeball, and I still got the skull, and it dropped it instant. 600 feet a second at the muzzle at 20 yards and dropped it instant right to the eyeball. Double eye shot.
I know. I did it with the old Powerline 880 with only 4 pumps. Like,
there you go.
I do miss the Powerline 880 for a 177. That gun was accurate with like a 7.9 grain pellet. Like, it was.
Didn't you have? What was the other one that you just got recently? Didn't you buy another one?
Yeah, it was that Daisy Powerline 35. That thing didn't even have a rifle barrel.
Yeah,
The Powerline 880 had a rifle barrel, so that's why those pellets were accurate. That Daisy Powerline 35 is made for BBs only, so I shot pellets out of it. They just come spinning. They weren't even spinning. It was like nothing to the pellet flying. It was like they were just nose diving down, which was
probably key too.
Huh?
They probably keyholed.
They did. They in the paper they were like all over. I could actually watch them when I shot them up in the air, and I could just watch them. They're going like that. Yeah, they're going up. I'm like, okay, yeah, then this ain't worth it. It's like someone throwing a wobble football through the air. That's what they looked like.
Yep.
They were junk. You want to go until like 9:50 or something?
We go 6 more minutes, 9:45, and call it quits.
Yeah, that's fine.
I hunt in the woods at my targets. Yeah, I understand that. I pretty much, well, it's funny because I shoot long range just for fun and giggles, but mainly our shots for game are what? What would you say? Mainly 30 yards or less, easy. I mean, not in the wintertime, obviously, but when the leaves are up, it's 30 yards or less. In the wintertime, it's probably about 50, 60 yards.
Yeah, the last few times it's been a little farther than 30 yards.
But it's just because the leaves and all that stuff's not on the tree. You can see better,
Yeah.
and they can see you.
But I know, especially with my bait station back there. I went back there earlier to go check the trail camera. There was 2 of them on it. I got down the trail and I could see them. And I was probably about 50 yards from them. They stopped, looked up, saw me, and freaking booked it off to their. Like, I would have to snipe them at like 50, 60 yards to even be able to get them now.
Get your 17 HMR out there, blow their head off.
No, I'll just set up the Avenger to be accurate at 60, 70 yards.
Daisy's been an air gun world since my grandpa gave air rifles to my mother and uncles when they used to be kids. There you go.
I could take Benji the Bulldog. She'll do the job.
Yeah, who owns Daisy now? Isn't that Gamo? I thought Gamo owns them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ammo does.
Yeah, I think they came out with that new pack of pellets everybody was trying to get me to try out. Was those 22 hollow point daisies that everybody was trying to get me to buy for the longest time. And every time I go get them, they were out of stock.
Yep.
Didn't you buy some?
Yeah, they were 14 grain. Pyramid Air had them for a while. They were like $3 or $4 a tin.
Yeah, and then I remember Gamo had a bunch of sales in their pellets during lockdown. I bought a bunch of the hunters for like they had a clearance sale. Remember I told you to get some for the Gamo air guns because they shot really well out of the whispers.
Mm-hmm.
They were like $4 a tin.
Yeah, the RWS Super H point shot good out of the Whisper.
Yep.
Those were pretty cheap. Those were under like $4 a tin.
I remember I shot the hollow points. I used the hollow points. I've used the piranhas, I think. And then the JSB 1589s, I did that right when I got the gun. Just messing around when I hit that spinner at 155 yards that first day I got it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I haven't really. I think I shot 1589s out of it, the H&Ns, and then I think that was it. I can't remember.
Yep.
Who makes Avenger barrels? Wherever Snow Peak gets them from, I don't know. I'm sure they have little independent China factories somewhere over there that they all just get it bundled up and Snow Peak puts it together or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's the same barrel. It's the same barrel as the Origin. There's no difference in the barrel, even though people have been trying to tell me that they're made by Lothar Walther, which is not true. There's
Nope.
no way.
Nope.
Just because it was made from Umarex or has Umarex's name on it does not mean it was made in Germany.
Yep. Jeez. Must be
I don't know. What?
Must be a mud fest back there.
Were they mudding by your house or something?
Yeah. And then I saw cops going down the road. Someone called on them.
Yeah, I don't know who makes the barrels though specifically. I just do know. I do know the twist rate on them. The 177 and 22 are 1 in 18, and the 25 caliber is a 1 in 14.
Yep.
And now there's been discrepancies with each air gun now because there's so many different revisions of the Avengers.
Yeah, when I go to order maybe my new Avenger in 25, maybe I'll get the upgrade. It would be my luck. I'll get an older version.
Well, my buddy got the 25 that has the screwed in threads. on the shroud. He don't have the screw like we did. He's got the actual one that's threaded on.
What, the hammer spring?
No, you talking about a 25 Avenger?
Yeah.
So
you're
they updated.
baffle, the front baffle.
No, yeah, that too. But he got the shroud with the threads on it, where it's screwed in the back, not like your wood stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My first generations aren't like that.
Yeah, it'll be my luck. I'll probably get the old one.
See, I want to get 177. There you go. Yeah, 177 is definitely cheap. Snow Peak made air rifles for. Oh yeah, they're like the major importer, literally for everything here in the United States.
Yep.
I could shoot down a 200-pound pig with the multi-pump 10 years. There you go. Oh, they're saying Trapper Jay's live, your buddy.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I think it's already been an hour and 31 minutes, guys. I appreciate you stopping by, and hope you got something out of this live stream. We definitely need to do it more often. Just find the time to do it. And he's like, "Hey, you want to do a live stream tonight since you ain't got nothing going on?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'll figure it out." Because we found this new feature where we could do this. That's what kind of deterred away was we'd always have to have another phone or a computer to talk to, and I'd have to call him on my phone and you guys hear him in the background and say, "Oh, I can't hear him."
Yep.
So hopefully this will be a new method of doing it.
Yep.
So again, thanks everybody. Hope to see you on the next one, and keep watching. Definitely some interesting videos planned. I can't promise anything and how quick they'll be here, but we'll see.
Yepers.
You got anything you want to say, Tyler?
Nope. No, I'm good.
Tac Vector. Yeah, I'll see. I'll look into them and see what they say. But appreciate it, guys. Talk to you on the next one. Peace. Keep it real in the streets. Talk to you later.
Haters love me.
Yeah, you want that?
Oh, God.